Welcome to another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Wally. And today, I am so excited to have on a 34-year-old today, a 35-year-old tomorrow from Brockton, Massachusetts. His hockey journey took him to the USA, Germany, Finland, and Denmark. Drafted 5th overall to the USHL. Former captain of the UMASS Amherst whatevers. 3-time Danish all-star first team. And that is because in the regular season, he amassed 173 points in 119 games played. But where he really made a name for himself was 61 points in 44 games played in the playoffs. And that is why he is a 2-time gold helmet list. And his career ended with the Bremerhaven oder the Fishtown Penguins for 5 Jahre in Deutschland. He played 5 years at Bremerhaven to end it, and I knocked out his front teeth. Welcome to the podcast, Cory Quirk.
Oh, Wally, that was a great introduction. Thanks for having me. I remember that day like it was yesterday.
I did knock out your teeth, right?
Yeah, I think they were already messed up to begin with, but I have some crazy stories about them. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you tried to go to the net hard on me, and that was when they had split us up. We had been on the same line like the whole year, and you tried to take it to the net on me, and I was like, no way, man. And then all of a sudden you face planted, and then all of a sudden, yeah, your teeth were gone, and whoops.
Oh man, they were already fake to begin with, but yeah, actually in Hanover it happened. It happened at the end of the season. We were playing a charity game. We were practicing to play a charity game against the the Indians, because they were going bankrupt. Puck comes off the side of the post, comes wide. Sasha Gotch, big body. I'm not the biggest guy, little guy there. Came out, knocked out the front teeth. So that was how it happened.
Oh, so I don't have to feel that bad. I don't have to feel that bad.
No, not at all.
Okay, so how we start this then is how we know each other, which I the first thing I wrote was, yeah, your teeth. And then well, I guess I'd like to say I finished second in the league in the Danish league in scoring, but I guess that's because you got suspended the last 2 games.
What did I do? I forget what I did. Maybe elbow or something.
I think you need a guy. You're a dirty little prick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a dirty little prick.
That guy on Alberg, Needham, was out the last 2 games.
Yeah, so you had to miss the last 2 games, and then I think I greased in an assist to tie you for second in the league.
Oh man, so that was a great year.
Yeah, no man, and so that year we were line mates for most of it, and we were ripping it up, eh?
Oh man, it was unbelievable. We were great, and then our counterpart on the other side there, Stefan Frank, was the beneficiary of us, I believe. Made the Danish national team that year. He had a great year, but
yeah, he did. He played well with us and went to the net hard, and then I think, but playoff times they switched it all up, and that's when they brought in Patrick Aslan, and you played with him, and then I played with Spelling and the other Wally, and yeah, like we had 2 really, really talented lines for that playoff drive, eh?
Yeah, in that league, especially in that league, those top 2 lines, they play the bulk of the game, right? If you're having on those 2 lines and they're really good lines, you have a good chance to win back then in those days.
And that is the other way how we know each other, is we did win gold helmets together, eh?
Unbelievable, huh? I always wanted to win a championship, and that's kind of why I went there to the opportunity to win a championship, and to get the gold helmet. Oh, I should have brought mine. It's down in the basement.
Maybe I can't wear this too long. I can't really hear you because the headset's not on right. But yeah, this is like a party favor around the house here. This is great for parties now.
Oh, absolutely. The little guy, my little 3-year-old now, he wants to wear it when playing hockey. I'm like, absolutely, put it on, rip with it. It was, like I've heard previous episodes when you talk about going to the bars with the helmets. And I remember my first year there, my helmet got scratched on the way to the bar. It was the Crazy Daisy, fell down the street and everything. And I think I took one of the young guys' helmets. Give me that Dow, or one of those young guys at the time.
I think what happened was somebody, as a joke, like somebody on the team, like signed my helmet. And I was like, if I was gonna get a signature on the helmet, I don't think it's gonna be yours. Like, give me your helmet, and I took it from him.
I know. Oh,
What
that
a
was
mess
something
those
else.
gold helmets were that night, though. Like, it is quite the show when everybody gets one, eh?
Oh, so cool, especially winning it. It was yeah, game 7 there in Herning and beating them convincingly in the last 7th game. It was pretty cool to do that, and actually on home ice, and your little guy was there, and just a cool experience for all of us, I think.
Oh man, winning is just the best time ever. And like once you do it, it's so addicting. And I guess you guys did again, but we'll get into that. Um, but yeah, like the one game I remember from that playoffs was it might have been the first game of the playoffs, or it was the first game of the finals. We went to like double or triple overtime, and it was just exhausting because, like you said, the top two lines played a ton. And then I think it was on like a 4-on-3. I set you up for an overtime winner, like in the triple overtime, right?
Yeah, it was something like that. I think I remember that.
That's
Yeah, I
one of
just
the
wanted that
goals I
game to be
remember.
over. Yeah, I just wanted that to be over, man. It was like back and forth. They had a great team, Herning at the time. They were coached well by Bjorkstrand there, and those guys were like robots. Just everyone played the same thing. Everyone played goalie. I remember they would go out to block shots playing goalie.
They
Yeah,
did
it
play
was good.
different than any other team for sure. Um,
Yeah,
so yeah, and the other way we know each other is that same year we basically lived not like there were apartment buildings. Your apartment building was right beside mine, but they're kind of like little townhomes, right? And in Sunderjewski.
yeah. What was it, Clovervi Street or
Yeah,
something?
that's right.
It
37
was
Clovervi.
yeah, it was special. It was obviously a small town. I come from a small town here, and it I mean the Danish people were so warming, and everyone was so nice, and it was good to be there, and I had no regrets going there, and just a great bunch of people I was around. I remember having some drinks with some of the neighbors, the Greenland neighbors, and the certain neighbors we had around. Right, it was cool.
No, yeah, it was a great town, nice people. Like you couldn't say anything bad about it. It was just different from like the other cities you play in Europe. It's a little town, like it's little, and then you got an NHL rink. It's just bizarre, right?
Yeah, it's definitely different. Everyone they come from Germany to northern Germany to go to the games there from Flensburg, and it was yeah, the crowd support and all the fans. It was something to be told there. It was pretty amazing to be a part of all that.
Yeah,
Every night was packed.
and that was 7 years ago now, eh?
Oh man, it goes by too fast. It doesn't slow down for sure. I know that.
Well, like just looking at the pictures, getting ready for this, like with Colby, and I see him now, is like, geez, like where did it all go? Like that doesn't seem like that long ago when me and you were ripping up the Danish league.
I know, huh? 7 years ago, that's wild. Yeah, like Colby's so little now. Like in that picture, it was crazy. I have 2 kids now, and I had none there at that time. And seven
Yeah,
years ago,
so that's
it
what
was,
gets us into where and what are you doing now?
yeah. So I recently retired this past year, kind of at the end of the season from Bremerhaven. I had an opportunity that I couldn't really pass up here in Massachusetts, Rhode Island area to be a medical device sales rep for Smith and Nephew. So I'm got my hands wet in Germany. I was in the OR in Germany. I kind of reached out to an orthopedic surgeon there. It was like wild west. I was in there in Germany holding retractors, holding legs open, and there was no rules. And here it's
What schooling did you have to be doing that?
zero schooling.
You just asked a dude and he was like, here, hold these.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's Germany, right? It's just different rules for different things. And as a team orthopedic surgeon, this guy Florian, and he let me in the OR, and I told him I wanted to go into med device sales, and he let me in there, and I thought it would be a good idea to do it for interview purposes when I came back, and obviously it helped me a ton.
So what did you actually go to school for?
Psychology and education, nothing to do with the operating room.
And so you got an opportunity and you jumped at it. Good for you. When I wrote down for my notes of where and what are you doing now, I just wrote down femur pick because you said let's book it for this time, but if I run into a femur, then we might have to delay things. And the picture you sent me was gory. So is that what you're looking at in the OR these days?
Yeah, so I'm in trauma. It's I mean, I see a lot of motorcycle accidents, polytrauma they call. So multiple injuries. You can have a shoulder injury, a hand injury, ankle injury, stuff like that. So they're working on multiple parts of the body at once. It's pretty cool to be in there, and it's like that team atmosphere. I have another guy with me that we do all of Rhode Island and Southern Connecticut, and we're kind of fighting for business against other medical device companies to try to get the surgeons to use our plates and screws, and it's kind of cool, like that team atmosphere, man. It's like the
And it's
locker room kind of.
competitive, right? Because you're trying to beat other people at the sales.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. We're one of the top companies. Like Stryker's a big one everyone knows about because they make everything. But yeah, you're trying to fight against the other team, get the surgeon to use your products. It's kind of like that fighting on the ice to get that gold, but someone trips you and knocks out your teeth. So
Hey,
that's what it's kind of the same idea, though. You know what I mean?
don't bring it to my net. You know?
Exactly. Yeah. You're gonna pay the price.
And just apologizing for the 50th episode, folks. I had too many ales. I got a little excited. Jeff talked too much, and I guess I had never been first in the UK in my life, so I got maybe a little carried away. I'm sorry about that, folks. I'm back on my game today. You know, it's just now 2 ales and hockey tales, right?
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, that last one, the 3-hour marathon. Yeah, but I was a little wound up there that day, you know, being first. It was pretty cool. So anyways, moving on. That's the competitive spirit. You know what? It was a big day, right?
Absolutely. I saw that. It was amazing to be above. Spitting Chicklets is here. 2 wheels and hockey tails is right above it. That's amazing, man. It's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, man. I want to like frame it and put it up in the shed here where I stand, and like just like, yeah, maybe I did 5 episodes in a week. You know what? People listen to them, so back off.
Doing something right?
Yeah. So back off. Okay. So that's pretty cool. I had written down, how did you learn in Germany? Because you had told me about that, but you just asked like the team orthopedic surgeon, and he let you get your foot in the door, kind of, eh? So you had an idea what you wanted to do before you came back.
Yeah, well, I think with COVID and everything, I didn't even know if I was going to go to Germany because they were talking about the season wasn't going to happen if we didn't have fans. They kept on saying that. So I kind of wanted to cross my T's and dot my I's just so I know that I have something. I have a family to support here, and I wanted to have something to fall back on. And I know I wanted to get into that. So I kind of got into it early. I think COVID actually helped everything, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it does make you think a little more, right? Like that's how, I guess, how I came up with doing this, right? So the other thing is, you do have kids. You didn't have them when I was with you. So where were they born, and what do you got?
So we have a girl, Eva. She's 6. She was actually born in Denmark, Holding, and we have a son, Eli. He's 3. He was born in Bremerhaven.
So you got a German and a Danish baby with 2 American parents.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we're Welsh, German, Canadian, and American. Yeah, that's neat. So any language barriers during those days there trying to have the kids? Because we had that in Germany that first time.
In Denmark, it wasn't that hard. It was everyone spoke English, so it was fine. Just kind of the epidural. My wife wanted more American epidural in her to get not so natural. But yeah, in Germany, it was kind of, we know some German, and the people there in Bremerhaven, a lot of people speak English because
You can do sprechen ein bisschen Deutsch.
Ein bisschen Deutsch. Alles gut.
Oh.
Well, in Bremerhaven, it's hard. We've only had 5 German guys. I think in 5 years when I was there, just because all the passports we get.
Ja, ik arbeiten bei mein Deutsch für 8 oder 9 Jahre, aber ich bin sehr gut in, ja.
Yeah, my daughter went to school there, so we go to McDonald's and she's the one ordering McFlurries and Happy Meals for us.
Well, the boys in Germany have been getting a little pissed with me that I haven't been having any German guys on, and they've been asking like, when are we doing like a full German episode? And I'm not even close. I could hardly get that out, but you know what? Maybe if I started hearing it again, maybe I could do it. But okay, yeah, moving on. So that's cool. You had the kids elsewhere. Paperwork's a bitch though, eh?
Oh, that was the worst part of all of it, right? Going to the U.S. Embassy and getting the birth certificates and all that.
Oh,
Yeah. Ugh.
so much paperwork my wife had to do.
Oh man, exactly. I actually don't know what the paperwork was, to be honest, but I
Yeah,
know it was a lot.
I signed a lot of papers.
Yeah. Where do I sign? Here? Okay.
Okay, moving on. Uh, Minor hockey to getting drafted 5th overall to the Waterloo Blackhawks of the USA. That's not Ontario, folks. And I saw you also played high school hockey in there. So that tell me about that. That's a little different than where I'm from.
Yeah, so in Massachusetts at the time, high school hockey was like the best. You'd play high school hockey and then you'd go to college. The high school I went to, Catholic Memorial, it was a lot of former NHL guys go there, and it was yeah, a great 4 years. We were the best team in Massachusetts. We won 3 state titles, and from there, I was lucky enough to get a scholarship to go to UMass Amherst. So yeah, it was a great experience there, and kind of set me up for going to college and playing in the United States Hockey League. And yeah, from UMass, I went to the USHL, to Waterloo. I had no idea what it was in Iowa, what I was getting myself into, but I got drafted to Waterloo, and the
So,
staff.
so like I saw you played high school, right? So you're living at home playing high school at that point.
Yeah, yeah, it was perfect.
But then in the US, you can just get drafted anywhere, just like the OHL.
Yeah, you can get drafted any team in the USHL. Yeah, right.
So so like if you want to do it, you're moving away at that point, right?
Yeah, you have to play in the top junior league in the United States is in the Midwest mostly. So that's what you have to do, right?
And it's a draft that you can go anywhere. Yeah, that's like it's kind of I think it's different here. Like in junior for a kid, like I think you can somewhat choose where you want to go, right?
Yeah, there it's kind of, well, I guess you could not go and maybe go to a different team, but I guess if they draft you, you have to go to that team
Yeah, no, it's
at
just
one point.
it's
Yeah.
interesting, right? Like because we have that with the OHL, but that's when you're
Right.
giving up your scholarships, where you guys are going there to get scholarships.
Right. Yeah. I think it's why I got drafted so high, kind of because UMass. I already had a scholarship in high school, so they knew I was going to be there for 1 year, and I was a good player at the time. And at the time, there wasn't as many college players as there is now. Every team has every guy's going Division 1. At the time, I mean, what is it? Yeah, 13, 14 years ago, it wasn't holy shit.
Yeah, I know. It's more than that, I think.
Yeah, it might actually be. I was trying to, oh man, yeah, yeah. At the time, it wasn't on our team. Maybe we had 6 or 7 guys going Division 1, so it was a big deal if you were going Division 1. And now, yeah, it's the top league in the U.S., and a lot of players get drafted there to the NHL. So
Yeah, yeah, no, there's more scholarships out of that league than the Canadian kids. I don't think they need us Canadian boys as much as they used to at the USA schools. I think they got what they need down there
yeah,
now.
yeah, right.
You're right. Like, yeah, there's just so many more players down there. But anyways, so how did you choose UMass Amherst?
At the time, they were like top 5 in the country. Thomas Pock went there. He was like a Hobie Baker finalist, and it's close to home. And I had some other options: Maine, UNH, some of the Boston schools, but they kind of were the first ones to be all over me to come. And it was kind of like set your own path there, and not like BU where they already have championships and stuff like that. It was kind of, you can be pioneers here, come to UMass and do well. And it's called ZooMass too. So it's a good party school. So I took that into consideration as well. So it was, yeah, it was a great time there. And I don't have any regrets going there for sure.
Well, this is a hazy sunset, folks. And that brings up my sponsor real quick. While we're into this is on Canada Day yesterday. We went down to Bayfield, to the Bayfield Brewing Company, and had a great lunch with the family. And the food's incredible. The beer's awesome. And when we got there, they even had like we proudly sponsor 2 Ales and Hockey Tales with the logo up in their like window case, like where the menu was outside. And I tell you, I have never been so hot and bothered.
Wow. Signing autographs and everything, or what?
No, it was like, and then the kids saw it too, right? They were with me, and I didn't know about it. And I saw it. I was like, Colby, Zoe, look, and like they saw the logo. They were just like, "What the hell?" And I was like, "I don't know. Things
I'm
are getting
famous.
weird. Things are getting weird."
That's
But
awesome.
anyways, I think it's interesting you went to UMass. Did you have any other schools that like wanted you? Because you said they were the first ones to really get after you, but I've seen you play. You had to have had a bunch of schools after you.
Yeah, UNH. I really wanted to go to UNH in Maine. They were the other two schools that offered me, and it was up to those three. And I thought that UMass at home, it was kind of close to home, and just a good opportunity for me and my family. I mean, to get a full ride there from having nothing, it was kind of cool to kind of jump on that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, I totally know. I jumped at the first full ride too.
Yeah, right.
uh,
Someone's offered me a full ride to go to school and play hockey in Division One. I kind of why choose anywhere else right
well,
now?
I've never been to that school. I never played them. What is the rink like? What's the town like? And the town's called Amherst.
Yeah, Amherst. It's I think it's like 60,000 people there. It's a huge school. It's yeah, the rink's enormous. It's 7,000-8,000 people. Packed
Sellouts?
house.
Yeah.
Some games, yeah, BU, BC at the time. My sophomore year, we were very good, made the tournament, and yeah, it'd be a sellout all the time. So it was yeah, it was fun to play there.
Well, I do have like you guys had to have been good because I'm looking at some of the players here. I got written down Jonathan Quick, Koska that played for the Leafs for a bit. I remember because I really liked watching him as a player, just as a hockey fan. I liked how he played. And then we got our old boy PJ Fenton, or Weekend at Bernie's, and we got Cappy from my Hellbroad Falcon days, and then Steven Werner. I remember playing against him in the second league in Germany, and he was a very talented player too.
Yeah, we had a lot of good guys.
Okay,
Steve,
Jonathan Quick, you got to give me a rundown of playing with him because, like, when I see him do the splits across the ice, I'm like, how do people do that?
yeah, man. I lived with him for 2 years. The 2 years he was at school, and yeah, he was so raw there at the time. He's kind of more polished now, but at the time, splits like that, just so competitive too, as well. He was just a competitor, like one of those goalies. I think we've all seen him that just hates to get scored on. He's scoring on him and wants to smash his stick over the glass and stuff like that. But it was few and far between that we were scoring on him. So he was really a competitor and unbelievable guy. And just obviously he's had a hell of a career.
Well, like, just the, like, yeah, like, was he stretching when you lived with him? Was like he stretching all the time, or how do you do this shit he does?
No, not at all. He was just natural.
He can just be you can just do the splits and slide across the crease like that. You can just do it.
Yeah, he wasn't stretching or anything. Yeah, that's the honest truth. He was.
Well, I got down there to tie my shoes today. It was a pretty big deal.
I know. I remember after some games, my socks, I couldn't even get down and pull the socks off. This guy's doing splits. Yeah, he's still doing it. Yeah, amazing goalie for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. I like yeah, he's been an incredible goalie for a lot of years, man. Like, incredible. And that's pretty cool. So how many years did you play with him?
Yeah, 2 years, freshman year and sophomore year. Sophomore year, he was lights out, probably the best goalie in the country at the time. And that's one of the reasons we made the NCAA tournament, because of him. And yeah, he was awesome.
So then I guess the other player I had down there was PJ Fenton. He was my line mate in Beatingheim. We were ripping it up. We'll get into that year when you're in Rosenheim. But yeah, like what was he like in school there? Because his old band was the Big Cheese too, right?
Oh yeah, PJ was great. Yeah, he actually came and played in Sonderjusk as well at one time at the end of his career. And
I don't remember. I forgot he went to
yeah.
Sonderjusk.
yeah. PJ. I talked to PJ every here and then. Yeah, great guy, great player. He's
well, hopefully he doesn't big time me and won't come on the pod because he's got to keep all the secrets, eh?
I know he's a big time scout now, so
yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully, we're gonna get him on. I'll send him a message after this and tell him to stop.
He's dodging me. Dodging me. Yeah, what a joke. Anyways, and then yeah, Cappy was in Hellbron. But yeah. And,
Cappy, Cappy was awesome, man. He would always hang out with me and Quicky, and yeah, he was a talented kid though, unbelievable, quick hands, super talented.
very talented, very
Yeah.
talented, very talented kid, man. Very
I
talented.
played with him my sophomore year. He was a senior at the time, and yeah, he was on the straight and narrow and did well, and yeah.
That's good, man.
Guy.
I actually heard he was on the straight and narrow and he's doing good, and that's great to hear, man. It's it's awesome to hear. Anyways, great to hear he's doing well. Moving on, as I saw that you were the captain though, like with all those great players on those teams, you were the captain, eh?
Yeah, assistant captain my junior year, and then captain my senior year. Yeah, it was yeah. Obviously, we had a good team at that time, and a lot of good players. Justin Braun was there too. I think he's almost played 1,000 games in the NHL. He was on those teams, and Matt Irwin as well in Buffalo. So yeah, we had a lot of great players. Just kind of, it's a tough league, right? And every team's good, and got to bring it every night. And some years we didn't have it.
So you guys had that many good players, but you're still playing BU, BC, Northeastern. Yeah, I don't even know that league really. I never really played against any teams from that league.
Yeah, BU, BC. They get all the Boston kids, all the best Boston kids, all that national program.
So where is Brockton, Mass then? Where is that where you're from? Brockton?
Yeah, that's it's kind of south of Boston, maybe 30 minutes south of Boston. Kind of a hardworking town. Rocky Marciano came from there. I don't know if you know him, big boxer. And
yeah.
Welterweight champion, but heavyweight champion. That's it. Yeah. That's the only undefeated. That's about it. Claim to fame.
Yeah, no, I don't know Massachusetts. Like really, I went to Northeastern for a recruiting trip, and I was like, this is like, there's too many people. It's too much for me. I need to go somewhere like smaller, you know?
Yeah. Northeastern's hustle and bustle in there. I really don't make it into Boston. That's why I'm on the suburbs now, down south.
Okay.
So
I got you.
Away from all that. Yeah.
Don't have to go through the tunnel with everybody dodging and weaving like it's Mario Kart. throwing bananas at each other or what?
Oh my God, middle fingers going left.
I'll never
right.
forget it, man. I got off the plane from Elmira, Ontario. I've never left home really. And I get on a plane by myself and I land in Boston, and the coach picks me up, and we are bobbing and dipping and dodging through this tunnel. And like, I thought we were in a game of Mario Kart.
Yeah, who could get there the fastest? Try to dip and dodge everyone. Yeah,
and they were all mother effing each other. It was nuts.
Yeah, park the car in Harvard Yard. Yeah.
And I usually cruise by like and wave at the Mennonites, the horses shitting on the side of the road, and I'm like, hey, how are you? Nice to see you. Like, and I'm on the dirt roads, and I don't need to go over 30-40 kilometers an hour. I don't really need to, you know, but
absolutely. In there, it's
different speed. Speed.
You do that there, you're gonna get in trouble.
Okay. So you guys did have good years. You never really did win anything though, eh? But you made it to the tournament?
No, second year, yeah, we made it to the tournament. We played actually Maine. Maine had Ben Bishop. We had John Quick in that, and we lost to them. But
wow, that's quite
the Final Four. Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, it was a good game for sure.
So then what are your pro options? You're the captain of the team, but that's still somewhat when they want big boys, and you're littler than me, Quickie. Just saying.
Hey.
Quirky, Quicky, Quirky. I forgot the quir.
I don't have the same bank account.
I understand. Hey, I understand.
No, so out of there, yeah. I kind of wanted to get to the American League, and I didn't really know what was I going to do. Go to the American League. I didn't know anything about Europe or any of those options at that time. And I kind of, my assistant coach, he was a assistant coach. He was a head coach and assistant coach in Albany, and that's kind of how I got there. It was kind of a luck of the draw. In Albany at the time, they had a bad bus crash, so a lot of the guys were injured, and just terrible injuries. I think, terrible injuries, and it was kind of an opportunity there, and I did really, really well. I played well and played a lot of good minutes, power play, penalty kill, and kind of showed my my worth, and kind of got a contract after that by the Sharks. So it was good the next year.
Okay, so you went there on like a PTO proved you could play in the AHL, but then you signed with a different team.
Right. Yeah. They wanted me back, but I had an option to go to San Jose and compete there and kind of fulfill a dream to play in the NHL. That was always my dream. And obviously I came up short, but to have an opportunity is all you need, right?
Oh, no kidding. So you were on a 2-year deal then with San Jose. I saw you played with them for 2 years with Worcester.
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 Welcome to Worcester.
Welcome to Worcester.
Worcester.
Worcester. Oh my God.
Worcester sauce.
What? Okay, sorry. My bad.
Yeah, so I went there. It was close to home. Same kind of deal as UMASS, close to home. Family, friends could get there and could play. Good. We had a really good team my first year. We had Logan Couture was there. He probably shouldn't have been there, but he would have made too much money in the NHL. And
I got something to say about that though. When you bring his name up, is when we were playing in Sunderyuski, and we were line mates. You used to always shoot it from the goal line, and like I had never been around anybody that shot it from the goal line so much. And I remember like one time, like we had a cycle going, and we were working it around, and then all of a sudden you took another snapper from the goal line. And then finally I was like, Quirky, like, why do you keep shooting it from the goal line? And you were like, I learned it from Logan Couture. Like he does it all the time and it like goes in. Right?
Little different player, but yeah, that's why I got it, man, for sure. I saw him do it a bunch of times in the AHL. I was like, this works in this league. I mean, can it work in the Danish league or any league, any other league? You know what I mean?
But you can catch them off guard. Once you did it, and then I started looking for it. And like you see their knee crooked a little bit, and you can shoot it in there.
Yeah, I mean, he was unbelievable in the American League. Going back to Worcester, he was too good to be there, and had a great year. And obviously, he's the captain of San Jose now. He's doing well, right?
Yeah, no, that's cool though. Like, I just remember. I'll always remember when you said that to me because I had never seen.
Why is he shooting it around?
I was like we got full control, and then all of a sudden he snaps it from the goal line. But then I started doing it. So, anyways, so yeah, I guess we're into that. Is you're with San Jose, and the first year I saw you played well and you got ice time. And did you ever feel like you were somewhat close to a call up?
No, not at all. To be honest with you, not really at all. We had a lot of good guys, and I think I was just happy to play. To be honest, I was happy to play and contribute and play that second, third line center role, kill penalties, do whatever the coach had me to do to kind of make it, try to prove my worth again, and hopefully one day play in the NHL. And I mean, didn't happen, but I played in exhibition games, and I was lucky enough to be on the plane, and I thought that was the coolest thing in the world, to be on a plane playing Arizona at the time. So that was a huge highlight in my career, just to be on a plane. And then I'm in the plane, and we're playing in Phoenix, and Joe Thornton's he's coming to Phoenix with us and playing, and it's a pretty cool story. He's we have a new assistant equipment manager, and he's there, and has no idea what Joe likes, what Joe needs. Joe's a superstar, so Joe needs what Joe gets, and Joe needs a fresh roll of clear and black after every period. So that he's yelling at the guy, "Where the fuck's my tape? Where the fuck's my tape?" I just remember that. And then the jersey, he always had to take off the jersey of the equipment manager because he needed it really tight. So he didn't show up, and he's yelling at the equipment manager, Vinny, get over here, take off the jersey. I thought that was the coolest thing. Like, this guy's made it when he's having the assistant equipment manager take off his jersey off his back, man. I'm in the corner like this with a grocery stick in my hand.
Oh dear. Nah, yeah, that's
cool stories. Yeah.
I've never heard a bad thing about Joe Thornton. Everybody that talks about him just raves about him, right?
Oh man, it was just being up there and being how those guys live. It was pretty cool. Some of the stories.
Yeah, I never got that close. I got to watch an exhibition game from like the top of the Columbus Arena. That was pretty cool. That I said like I was a player, and I went up top and watched from the top and watched the other players play. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean,
it actually was
close enough. Yeah, I
know. But yeah, so you did play well, and so you're going to their training camps, and you're like, what are the training camps like then? Because those would be your first ones, because you were a free agent, right? Same as me. You're just going right into it.
Yeah, right into it. I've never been to a NHL training camp, and I'm in there. Tom McCullen's the coach at the time. I'm just trying to fall in line and kind of work hard and keep my mouth shut, right?
Do you not think though, like those guys that get drafted and like they're around it from the time they're 18, 19, 20, and they're going to these little rookie camps and they're around the NHL, they're around the coaches, they're around the other players. Like it must be such a smaller culture shock than like when you're a free agent, you just played college, you didn't think you were going anywhere like
Right.
me, and then all of a sudden you're going to an NHL training camp and you're like, holy shit, look at these guys.
Yeah, they're big boys, and they're there for a reason. I can remember a story, man. This is the story that always sticks out with me. I'm on a bike upstairs, and I just jumped on a bike, and Patrick Marleau jumps on a bike next to me, and there's a TV screen right in front of us, and it's like hockey's on, and it's always like Patrick Marleau's getting traded. Patrick Marleau's getting traded. And he's right there. He's right there next to me. He's looking up at the TV and he looks to me. I'm just not saying a word to him because I'm starstruck at this guy. And he's like, I'm not getting traded. I have a no trade clause. I go, oh, okay. Yeah. You made it. Yeah. That's unbelievable. That story will never leave me. I just think this guy's amazing. And just to be there and be a part of it was kind of cool.
Oh, for sure, man, that you even were around it. No, I never got there, like I said. So the 2 years, so the second year I saw wasn't as good. But then from that year, you decide you're done with North America, like, and you go to Germany to Rosenheim. How do you make that decision?
Yeah, so I kind of saw the writing on the wall that I was third, fourth line, didn't really have an opportunity to play in the NHL. And I kind of reached out. You talked about it earlier. Stephen Warner in Rosenheim. He was there the previous year and he had good success, played well. And then he moved up to DEL and he was telling me about, yeah, come here. It's a great opportunity. The coach lets you do whatever the hell you want. He loves imports and it's a good team, good organization, a lot of good German guys. And
Cool arena too.
yeah, it was, I was like, I guess so. I mean, I know nothing about Germany, but I trust you, Steve. You're a captain at UMass and a good guy, and now you're playing in the DEL. I mean, it must be a good opportunity. So I kind of said, "Yeah, let's do it. Let's go there. Let's jump on a plane, Rebecca, and we're going to Germany. Pack up."
Yeah, no, I've played in that rink a bunch of times, and it's old school, right? Like it's old school.
Man, it was first going there. The stands are like this at an angle, and the fans are amazing. That first year we played Landshut in the finals. It's a huge derby, right? That close 30 minutes away, and it was amazing that the whole thing. And I'm so glad I made the opportunity to go there because I probably would have been done with hockey at that time.
Oh man, that Landshut Rosenheim final would have been Looney Tunes. Like when they get the derbies going and those fans are that passionate, it's the soccer, it's crazy, right?
Man, no one knows any idea about it with the drums and the. I remember I scored a goal in the overtime in Lancaster. I got beers thrown all over me and everything. People in America would be like, "There's no way people throwing beers and bottles on the ice, glass bottles, and all this."
They
It's
sure
just
do.
how it is there. They do there, and there's no rules. And yeah, they're passionate fans, both those clubs for sure.
I think is it Rosenheim? There, I think it was Rosenheim was the town that we would go there and like we really needed to win because all the fans would come on the train and
Right.
then we would play, and whether we won or lost, we were getting on the train with the fans all the way back to Bietigheim, and they'd have kegs and like full taps on the train, and you're drinking with the fans. And if you lost that game, the whole way home, they're gonna chirp you about how are you guys so bad? Why are you so bad? But if you won, it'd be the biggest party you've ever been a part of.
Yeah, man. I in Bremerhaven we did the same thing, same type of thing. Yeah, fans love you if you win. If you lose, you were the worst hockey player they have ever seen.
Ever.
It's yeah,
Ever.
it's pretty crazy. But
Hey,
yeah,
by
they
by
love
the
their
way,
hockey there.
by the way, Woolen Chop, new beer here, Quirky. Got to explain this one here. This here is a brown ale, malted, ascented with hints of chocolate and hops. The Woolen Chop is our delicious spin on English style ale and an ode to our building being a wool shop in the 1940s. This brown ale stays true to the craft and creativity woven into Bayfield, Ontario's history. No need to spin yarn on this one. This ale will certainly please. So there you go, Quirky. And it is really good. I've
Sounds
had a
really
couple
good.
now. It's delicious. I have the best sponsor going. So
That's a good
anyways,
value that.
better move on here. So you go to Rosenheim. We haven't talked about that season though. You go there and you do light it up. I remember you. It was the year I was in Bietigheim and we were not good, but PJ Fenton and I had a great year together and put up a lot of points, and we were in a real scoring race, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I remember you guys. You guys were good in Bietigheim. Obviously, you guys didn't have the best team, total team, but as two players, you guys were
We got a
very
lot of
good together.
points.
You had a lot of points. It's all that matters sometimes.
Well, when you knew you couldn't win the game, it was hard to worry about other things.
I agree. Yeah, yeah. I mean that it was awesome. I was so glad I went to Rosenheim. It was a great experience, and to go to the finals there at a low budget team in the second league, it was pretty cool for sure.
When you're a low budget second team and you make the finals, it's like when I was in Landsuit my first year. Very similar, but you put up bigger numbers. Is that like the whole city gets behind you so much that like you feel like you feel like you're like the best hockey player in the world because they love you so much and your team's doing so well. Like the confidence you get when you play the game, right?
Yeah, right, man. Exactly. That's 100% true. Yeah, in Rosenheim, everyone loved us because we were. I mean, they just moved up from the third league 2 years prior, so to go to the finals in the second league was an afterthought for a lot of them, and just to make it there was pretty cool. And to go 6 games, it was it's really a good experience for all the fans and everyone involved. The owners and everything were thrilled, to say the least.
Yeah, no, and so my other question about that is you probably like every hockey team needs a great goalie. So can we discuss your goalie that season? Because he's like watching him play, man, I'll never forget him. So folks, I'm asking about Norm Maracle. This fella had played in the NHL. I think he had won a Stanley Cup, and I would watch him in warm-ups at the other end for Bietigheim to see where to shoot, and he would just stand there and not move. He would not care at all. People would shoot it in the net, and he'd just stand there. Then all of a sudden, the game would happen, and it was like I was watching Kung Fu Panda. Like, seriously, he all of a sudden, this big, enormous, chubby fella, all of a sudden starts kicking pucks out of nowhere, and I'm getting chances and making the shots I want, and all of a sudden this fat fella is kicking them out of the top corner.
Yeah, Norm. I mean, description spot on. He was
Joe Rogan, a hockey podcast, folks.
Yeah, exactly. He was yeah, you said it. Once the game came, he was lights out, kick saves, didn't matter, double pad saves. He was amazing. And yeah, he had an unbelievable career in Rosenheim, especially. He was one of the reasons why we went to the finals. He was his warm-up. You want to hear his warm-up? His warm-up was amazing. Ping pong before the game. He'd play a couple of rounds of ping pong against one of the young kids just to get his eyes going, I guess, to get it going. But yeah, he was a bigger fella, I would say, on nice terms. And I would hang out with Norm a lot. He was a great guy. And yeah, he was unbelievable goalie. Like you said, he was unbelievable once the game came.
Well,
Sure.
it's like it's interesting. Like the whole hockey world is like, just because he doesn't look like you're supposed to look, that goalie was as good of a goalie as I ever played against, man. The saves he made against me, I was like, what the hell was that? I don't care what you look like. But then it wasn't even just the saves that I didn't think he could make. It was that every random shot that you would shoot, it just got sucked in. Like it just got sucked in like a vacuum.
Yeah, he was amazing, man. Yeah, like you said, it doesn't matter about your appearance. It's just as long as you can stop the puck. And yeah, he played, like you said, he won a Stanley Cup with Detroit. He was doing things right in North America and played in Russia, played in DEL. He had a great career and he could stop the puck. That's all that matters when you're a goalie. Right?
And yeah, man, he was an incredible goal. And I see how you guys did so well with you scored him and net. Like, nah, yeah, that's a recipe for success. But anyways, you had a good year. But my curious question is because I got stuck in the second league in Germany. I had some opportunities to get out. And
Yeah.
I probably made some decisions I wouldn't have if I replayed them just because I was too loyal or whatever it was. But you go there for 1 year in the second league in Germany and you go from there to Finland, man. How do you go from the second league in Germany to Finland?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know. So my agent was Finnish at the time, Finnish, and I had Bill Zito. He's the general manager of the Florida Panthers now. He was part of the agency. It's called Acme Sports, and one of the agents is Finnish, and he kind of pushed me to go to Finland and play with it's called JYP and Jyväskylä, and yeah, it was
In what town?
Jyväskylä.
Jyväskylä?
Starts with a J though.
Right, but the J is silent, like jogging.
Jogging, correct.
Yes,
yeah,
Jyväskylä.
Yeah, so I went there, and obviously it was the year of the lockout, right? So that kind of put a damper on things when you're only allowed 2 imports in one of the top leagues in Europe. So it kind of sucked at that time. So Rich Peverley was there and Lars Eller, and then yeah, Cory was on the bench and playing in the second league. That's why I played in the second league. And then but like the league in general and the players were, that's why there's so many in the NHL, so many Finnish guys in the NHL. The league was amazing. It was it was just like the AHL, right? Guys working their ass off, going 100 miles an hour with some skill. So it was, yeah, definitely a big jump off from the second league, and it's a huge opportunity for me. And obviously, it didn't work out, but it was a. Then I went back to Germany, and went back to Hanover, and finished off there after the season. So it was good.
Yeah, no, I did see that. So how do you get hooked up with that agency? Like, how do you, is that in college? You're getting hooked up with them as a free agent?
Yeah. So when I was at UMASS, Bill Zito reached out to me and thought I had potential, I guess, and kind of stuck with them and went to Europe with them, and then ended up changing agencies once I went to Sonderhus is when I changed agencies. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It was different for me. I don't think I had an agency, but yeah. Anyways, moving on. So Finland, I saw you played a few games for that team, and the lockouts, man, they screw everybody, right? Like they totally screw everybody.
Yeah,
like you could have gone to Finland and your whole career could have been totally different, and your bank account could look totally different if it wasn't for the lockout.
Yeah, absolutely. It affects everyone. Doesn't just affect those guys at the top. It affects us little guys down here that are trying to cut and grind for everything, right? To make it and make some money and do well and continue to play in top leagues and stuff like that.
Make it a career, right? And
yeah, right, absolutely.
And then all of a sudden you got everybody drop down a level, and then all of a sudden it's weeding out guys that like really want it, and more than even the guys that in the NHL that come take their jobs that don't even care. I watched it a few times.
I know those guys come in there. I mean, sometimes those guys, yeah, like you said, they
go drag at the blue line, turn it over. They go down and score, and then the NHL star just goes off the ice like it doesn't even matter. Well, your team just lost because you were trying to be a hero. But
yeah, right. In Finland, it was all Finnish in the beginning of the season, and then once Rich Peverley and Lars Eller showed up, it turned to English. We started speaking English and catering to people and doing certain things. And I don't know. I guess that's how it goes if you're into that. But it was definitely an experience that I'm grateful for. It made me stronger, man, to have some failures there, and I was able to play in the top leagues after that. So it was good.
Oh man, that you even got the opportunity to get there, man. I would have loved to even tried it. I never even got the opportunity, and like, yeah, like it. I don't know if it would have been good for me, but it seems I'm happy you got the opportunity. But you did go to the DL then to Hanover, which um I it looked like kind of whatever, you played there, and then the playoffs ended, and in Germany, if you don't go on a run in playoffs, all the imports get replaced. Everybody gets replaced, right?
Right, Wally. So that was the last year of Hanover Scorpions too in the DEL. So they went to Schwenningen. Schwenningen bought the license. So that was
The Wild Wings.
so that happened too. So, but I wanted to go back to Germany, and that was the whole goal, to get back to Germany and get that pension and stuff like that. So that was one of the reasons, right?
Yeah, folks, we never do talk about this on the pod, as there are bonuses to playing in Germany. The UK is more fun. Germany is fun, and you get to see different cultures and all that, but they also have they have pensions for players. You wouldn't know about it, but they're paying into it for you. That stuff adds up. I'm not going to lie to any players here. This is a true podcast. Germany has a lot of perks to it, right, Quirky?
That's absolutely right, man. Yeah, a lot of different companies, Alpha Sports and stuff like that, that can help you out immensely. It's something you don't know going to Europe, and I had no idea. And I just try to feed my knowledge to other people and tell them.
Well, I guess you know what people should know about this, and I've never talked about it, is
Yeah, absolutely, man.
like Alpha Sports is a company where there's other people that will help you, but they're the top dogs. Is if you get injured playing in Germany, there is a way to get compensated for your injuries based on getting hurt at work, and it can really help hockey players. And the biggest difference is, if I were to hurt my knee in Denmark, I would get a pat on the ass and a thanks for coming.
Right.
If I get hurt in Germany, you could actually I guess what's the word? Get compensated for your injury and your life suffering.
Schooling can also go into there as well, and yeah, it's a huge benefit to go in there, and I think it should be for you, for sacrificing your body and all that for to get compensated for it. And also the pension goes into it as well, and that's a huge perk for after hockey, after you retire, and down the road for your family and kids and stuff like that we don't think of at the time, but later on in life, it's a huge perk for sure, right?
Well, like it really is. And when you're in the grind and you're trying to just get contracts, like the German, I don't know, social system is great for hockey players, and like they do take care of you. There's no doubt about that, with the extra compensation you can get. So moving on, where are we now? Oh, we're in Sunderewski. So you left Hanover, and now you're going to Denmark with me. So we are Dan Seaman's first two signings, me and you. Did you know that?
I did know that. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's episode 15's first two signings is us two, eh?
Smart play on his call, hey?
Well, we sure made him look smart at the start of the year. And then I'm in a sauna with Daryl Andrews, episode 49, and he says to me, they don't want you guys back. Like, you guys are too small. They want bigger guys. And I'm like, what? I'm like, we're first and second league in scoring. He goes, I'm telling you, the volunteers have heard. You guys ain't coming back. And then you were back. I wasn't.
Thanks, Daryl. We're like,
yeah. And like, I'm feeling in a funky groove at this point. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh dear.
The bearer of bad news, Daryl.
Yeah, that's what he was. But we had a great year though, eh? Like, we did have a lot of fun. It was like, we won a lot of games, man. We didn't really go through much adversity until the final series, right?
Yeah, man, that's kind of why I went there. It was kind of like the past year, right? I was in Finland. I was playing in the second league in Finland. Then I went to Hanover. had some success, some failures, but then I wanted to go to a team that I could do well, have fun playing hockey, make some money, and potentially win a championship. That was the goal right there, and I think we accomplished it as a team.
Oh, we sure did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won it. Like we did it. What were we down? 3-1 in the finals? Or no, 2-0.
2-0 to Herman.
Then we went up 3-2, and then they came back to make 3-3 and it went to game 7, right?
Smoked them at home, right?
Yeah, that's right. What a night that was with the gold helmets too, eh? And I have Colby and Lisa. They didn't get to stay late because Colby's so young, but like you get to have your son out for his first like medal and trophy and gold helmet. It was pretty neat.
Yeah, man, those are memories that I will never forget. I mean, those 3 years I was there, it was pretty special. I don't know if you know about the story with my daughter, how she was born. That was the second year.
Well, no, I don't. So let's do that. Let's no, like the first year I was a part of, I know all about it. So I want to know about your second year.
So the second year is when Eva was born. We were playing in Frederikshavn so Frederikshavn, for people that don't know, in Denmark is way up north. It's the most northern part of Denmark, probably 4 hours.
The Bremerhaven of Denmark.
Yes, just half the hours. The country's half the size, but yes.
Fair enough.
Yes, yeah.
Same thing.
But, yeah. So we're in Voins. That's down the bottom, and Frederikshavn's way up north, probably 4 or 5 hours. We play them. Grace, remember Grace, Tyler Gatto's girlfriend?
Yep.
At the time, they're married. They have a kid. Shout out to Grace. Just had a baby boy on the other day, maybe. Forget about that. But
congrats.
Yeah, congrats. Tucker Gatto.
Oh, congrats to the Gattos.
Yeah,
that's
what
awesome.
A beauty. Got some stories about him too after, but throwing a stick in the stands.
I remember that one. Oh God, yeah, I remember that.
So we're going to Frederikshavn, and my wife doesn't tell me. She's like, Grace is there the whole day, hanging out with Rebecca on the couch, trying not to move. And I'm like, we brought an extra car, material guys, unbelievable material guys, Getty and all those guys at the time. Rest in peace, Getty. But all those guys that are there, and they drove an extra car up there, and we go into overtime. I have 2 goals, and then I score the winner in overtime, 4-on-3. So I score a hat trick, get off the ice. Dan says, you have to get home. Your wife's giving birth. She's going to be in labor soon. So we get right in the car, go home, fly home, raining out. Remember, just like it was yesterday. And
not fly home. You drive home really fast.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, correct.
Sorry, this isn't the NHL, folks. Yeah. Folks, this is not the NHL. They're not on a PJ. They are driving. When he says they fly home, that means they drove really fast.
In a little Peugeot, about yay wide.
That was probably shaking the whole way.
We were going over 100 clicks, and it was not good. But we made it there in time. We were driving really fast home in the rain, and I made it there. And in the paper the next day, it was Try Mall, I'm Baby, which is 3 goals and a baby that I have on my wall here. So it's pretty cool.
No, that's awesome, man.
Memories that we have, like same thing, like Colby being out there, the championship. It's cool memories that I'll never forget. It's on my wall and the paper clippings. I can't read anything else but 3 goals and a baby, but
yeah. No, it's one of those nights, man. Like when you have your kids, you never forget it. And that you also mixed in a hat trick. That's pretty cool too.
Yeah, I have evidence too. So if doesn't believe me.
There was an article about mine, which was like had a baby and then flew to Scotland for a triple header. I'm not sure if I scored a lot. I might have. I don't even know.
Hockey gods are with me that day. That's all I can say.
That's pretty cool though that you did that, man. Like that's a memory you'll always have. Like what a day that must have been.
Oh, it was crazy. My son's is less eventful. I played against Berlin and I missed the game. That's all that happened there.
Yeah. I missed the Pokal game. I know.
Yeah.
So one thing I was curious, because I was part of the first year and I know what happened. We won it. We've talked about it a bit, but the second year, you guys win it again, but you have basically the same year we had together. So you're doing it with or without me. That's cool, Dan Seaman, whatever. You know what? You didn't need me back. That's cool. You won it again. Whatever. But you in the playoffs have 27 points in 15 games. What the fuck is that?
Spelling was hot.
Oh, was he shooting it?
Yeah,
Wristers?
I think you've talked about this on previous episodes. This guy,
he was shooting it.
he was
Were
shooting
you
it.
setting him up?
Yeah, he's getting the apples. I think I had a lot of assists that playoffs, and yeah,
When
like
that
you said
boy could
before,
get
he can
hot.
shoot. We just had to
Oh.
get Kim. I was playing with Kim and him, and
Okay, so you and Kim are getting the pucks and you're passing it to him and he's just snapping it.
yeah, Kim's yelling at him. You have to play tonight. You have to play hard, and you have to.
Yeah, and yeah,
Wanna play.
he's keeping
Yeah.
him engaged. He's
Yeah,
keeping
right.
him engaged with his effort and heart, and you're doing
Yeah,
your thing.
right.
You're gonna score and pass. You're gonna be a pro, but Kim's keeping him engaged. And yeah, no, I could see how that line would work. Yeah,
Yeah, it was perfect. You need to get Kim on the pod here.
I know.
Have we reached out to him?
I haven't yet. No. I got no, but I got a different random flyer Danish for the first Danish guy coming on here soon. Yeah.
Oh, can't wait to hear
I
that
think
one.
it was when you shared it. Hey folks, and just so you know, if you share what you're listening to, if you're sharing is caring, if you share that you're listening to this podcast, you never know what can happen. Quirky puts up a story that he's coming on the pod. Next thing you know, a Danish guy reaches out to me and says, "Hey, it's been a long time." Next thing you know, I said, "Well, you want to come on?" Boom. Here you go.
How we get number one in Canada and US?
Well, Denmark's next. Canada, who's next? Like I'm pretty competitive. Who wants to battle? Because I got to focus on one thing at a time.
I know, one country at a time. We'll take them all down.
Yeah, no. So the UK we did, but Monday we might go back to number one. We got David Sims coming on. I don't know if you ever talked to him or almost went to the UK, but
No, yeah.
he'd be your guy.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Too late now.
So where are we anyways? I keep forgetting. So we're in Sunderjyski in the second year when you just rip it up with Kim and spelling. So you guys don't have any adversity the second year either? You guys get rid of me and there's not even any controversy. You just roll through it all, eh? That's fine. No, it doesn't hurt. It's cool.
We have a lot of guys. I don't know what it was. I think
yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, no, you, Kim, and spelling, it's cool. You guys were great. You guys didn't forget about me at all. That's awesome.
Not my doing, brother.
You know what? It's okay. It doesn't hurt. I went to Cardiff and had a great time. It's awesome. So no, actually it doesn't hurt. But you guys had no controversy. You just went through it. You just crushed everybody.
Yeah, we were first, I think, all year, and in the playoffs, really nothing. I mean,
got your way. 27 points in 15 games.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have that many challenges that year. Herning was obviously good. They were our stiffest competition, and I think we did well against them in the finals. We beat them too, so it was a good year. Yeah, the next year was.
Yeah, so that's my next question then before we get to Bremerhaven is so you do just rip it up the first 2 years and you rip it up again the third year, but then you do not win it. So you're back-to-back gold helmet list, but you don't win it the third year.
Yeah. That third year we'd lose to Esbjerg maybe in the semifinals. And
Esbjerg would be Esberg, folks, just for the English listeners.
What am I? Yeah, exactly.
You're so Danish, man. You're Esbjerg. Like it's spelled Esberg.
True. It should be Esberg. I get yelled at by the Danish guys. Yeah, we struggled. We were good all year, and then playoffs happened, and Esbjerg was hot, and they beat us. And obviously, Sunderjysk hasn't been the same in a while. They haven't won a championship, and at that time, I kind of realized I wanted to go back to Germany, and I had options previous years to go to different leagues in Austria.
Wool and chop. Sorry, go ahead.
I had other options to go different leagues, but I liked Sondiusk and I liked what was going on there, and I was comfortable there and all that. So so I stayed there, and then that last year I kind of wanted a different challenge and a different opportunity, and I was lucky enough to go back to the DEL and show that I could play there and do well. So I was lucky enough to go to Bremerhaven.
Well, you pretty much put up almost 60 points a year for 3 years in Denmark and ran the show in the playoffs. And for you not to have left after the second year, you probably were like, geez, I know winning's fun, but you can't always go up, right? That was the saying I said with Alex Foster that came on, was you can't always go up.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I had opportunities in Austria to go to different teams, but the money was less than I was making. So I was like, I'm happy here. Why would I?
Right. Then why would you?
No, why would I leave?
Yeah. And I was the same in the second league in Germany. I was making more money than the offers I was getting in the first league to be a third line grinder on a bad team. And it was like, well, why would I do that and try and prove myself like I've done it here? I'm fine.
Yeah. I'm not 22 years old. At the time, I'm a lot older. I'm 30 years old, 29 years old at the time. Why would I don't care. It's about money too and happiness. And I was happy there and everyone treated me well. And the third year I had a house at one point. So it was good. So
you weren't living on Clovervie?
Oh, I moved up, bro.
Oh, really? Was that just the first year?
First 2 years. Yeah. I lived on Clovervie the first 2 years. Third year.
I was going to say, they didn't even ask me back. If you got off the street and got a contract, geez, they didn't even let me stay on the same street.
Yeah, it was, I mean, it felt in Europe to be in a house was pretty cool. It was a lot different than it was nice, even though it was Voins and it was a smaller town, but I enjoyed it. Right near the kebab house, so it was good.
Oh dear, that's not good for the physique.
Good for the taste buds.
Oh gosh, that stuff. Don't talk dirty, Quirky. It's getting late here. Don't start talking dirty. Okay, so you do leave then after the third year. Who did you lose to? Did you say that? Esberg. Okay, never mind. You lost in the first round, second round.
Second round, yeah.
I was gonna say, if you lose the first round in Denmark, geez, you suck. Okay, moving on. Oh, actually, I got a random question before Bremerhaven. As it said, you played in the Champions League. Did you go anywhere cool? Who'd you play with? Who were you playing with when you're in the Champions League?
I played in the European Trophy in JYP, which was before the Champions League, and then the Champions League I played with Sondiusk, and we went to where did we go? Skellefteå in Sweden, and
is that Skelfty in English?
Yeah, Skelfty in English. Skellefteå for our Swedish listeners.
Fair enough. This is a global podcast. Just curious because I always saw Skelfty.
Yeah, then we went to Bratislava too. We took the plane to Sweden.
This is with Sunderjuski?
Yeah, we took a little plane, the Prince of Denmark's plane or something like that. It was pretty cool.
Really? None of that shit was happening when I was there. I remember when the Prince came and watched us play the one game. The Prince was like in the arena and everybody like whatever they did, waved to him or.
Didn't he step on the logo too when he had to put in like 500 crowns or something?
I think so. I think we fined him.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Well, what a punk! Like, don't step on our logo. Is this your first time?
Yeah.
You think you're a prince? You can step on a hockey logo? Get a grip.
You know the rules.
What a joke. Yeah, Prince of Denmark. Yeah. So you guys probably didn't win much. If you're with Sunderjuski in the Champions League, you probably got crushed, right?
We beat Salzburg one game. We lost to HIFK in Helsinki 10-1 one game.
Well, yeah, that would hurt.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. It hurts when that happens. I know. I've been a part of it. Okay. So now we're into Bremerhaven, which you know what? This part of your life probably means the most because the parts where my kids were born and were alive were the most important parts of my career.
Absolutely.
So this Bremerhaven must mean a lot to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I was there forever, right? And yeah, my kids, like you said, they were going to kindergarten, Kita,
Kindergarten? What's kindergarten? Kindergarten?
Kindergarten.
Oh
Oh
my
my
word.
God.
Okay, fair enough. Go ahead.
We got a lot of Boston speakers on this one. A lot of clicks
Maybe
from there.
we'll
Do you
get
get that?
some followers in Boston after this. Who knows?
Wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, so we were in the community, right? They were going to school there, and Eva was there for 4 years. She was at the same school, so
The
it
same school
was
for 4 years?
yeah, well, like the pre-kindergarten, right? In
Yeah.
Germany, you can go when you're out
It
of the
may
womb,
if
basically.
it feels like home at one point, doesn't it?
Yeah, man, it was like home for us. I knew going there, like I'm 30 years old, 31 years old. Like I don't have many years left, 5 years left, 4 years left. This is where I want to end up. Not to mention we had so much stuff, so much toys with kids, right? So many Barbie houses and toy Barbies and all that junk. I wasn't wanting to move to a different country and all that. So yeah, we have a lot of friends just in the community that we still talk to and all that. So it was like second home, right?
For sure it would be like 5 years, man. That's 5 years is a lot. I spent 4 years in Bietigheim and it was a lot, man. It felt like home at that point. It was weird. Like you'd go home in the summers and you're like, yeah, like I don't know these people as well as I know these people anymore, right?
Yeah, right. We were there 8, 9 months. Those are like our group of people that we knew. Coming back here for 4 or 5 months, we didn't really see many people back here. It was like that was our family, that was our a group of friends that we had, and yeah, it was a bunch of awesome people that obviously changed our lives forever.
Well, and you did play well. I saw you like so you get out of the Danish league and go to the DL and get a chance again in the DL. And you do very well the first year, eh? Like you play very well. So what's your role when you get back to the DL? Like are you second or third line center?
Yeah, so I signed a 2-year deal coming out of Sondiusk, and
Two
my
year
first
deal? I never had one of those, man. I would have got too comfortable. They probably knew that.
yeah, signed a 2-year deal, and then the last one was a 3-year deal. It was kind of like
Okay, stop it.
I knew that was it.
Yeah,
That's what I
stop
know.
it. Stop it. I've only been on 1 year deals. I got stressed out sometimes.
Yeah, it was nice to have that. I mean, with family, right? You're nice to have that comfort and knowing that if you fuck up this season, you still have the next season possibly, where you get bought out. But yeah, the first year I was second line, power play, penalty kill. It was the first year in the DEL. So expectations again were low for the team as a smaller budget team in the DEL, and we exceeded those expectations. So there wasn't a lot of pressure on the team, and everyone was happy. We did well, and that's how it was continued to be. We continued to get better and better each year and improve our place in the standings, and we did well each year. And that first year I played second line mostly, and then after that it was second, third line mostly the rest of my career
Can
there.
I chirp Bremerhaven quick? Because I was there at the start when I first went to Germany, well before you. I was in the old arena, and it was quite the spot. Quite the spot. It was very much like the Ripley Arena around here. But anyways, they get the new arena, they build it, and like, how do you have the concourse like where people walk around in between the glass and the seats? Like, there's like 10 feet between the glass and the seats. Like, you got to get the people up to the glass, folks. That's number one, right?
Number one. What's number two?
Yeah,
I would say the multicolored seats. There's
it
a
was
red
an
one, there's a yellow one, there's different color seats throughout the building. I think you need to have a standard color. If you're black, you're black. If you're blue, you're blue. You can't
aren't
have
they
a
yellow and blue?
yeah, we have yellow helmets and blue, but you need to have there's all different red. There's one red seat here, there's a white seat over there. I think you need to have all the same seats. I don't know.
I remember when they built that, and I was like, this is what we're building over here, folks. Like in Germany, this is the best we got. Like, I know it's a small town, but you got better than this.
Yeah, the fans though were unbelievable. When I was there, the fans were amazing. It was I mean, it's Germany, right? All the fans are pretty cool, and it was good atmosphere there, and they really supported us. It was awesome to be a part of that. That was a
And,
good thing.
and what do you get when you live around Bremerhaven? Do you get a house or an apartment, or what do you get?
We had an apartment. We were right next to the school, which is good. We wanted to be near the school, so we can wake up late and walk across the street in my pajamas and go to school, Eva and Eli.
And it is right on the water, isn't it, Bremerhaven? Like it
Yeah,
is the Fish Town Penguins.
in the summer it's beautiful, man. In the summer we're always there. We're always there in like August, right? Beginning of August, end of July, and right on the water there is beautiful. A lot of good fish and seafood. So if you like seafood, that's the place to go in Germany for sure.
And you also played with a former Potter, the guy that first hooked me up with my sponsor, the Bayfield Brewery, Jeremy Welsh. Eh?
Yeah, Welsie. I mean, I think I reached out to you and told you how good of a player he was, and kind of the same thing as Ryan O'Reilly, and same type of tricks after practice, kind of just little games here. How to what should we do? What kind of drills should we do after practice? One timers, stuff like this in between. Just little things that kind of make you better. Dropping pucks at certain angles, and everything's not going to be perfect, and how to get it off as quick as possible. It was definitely eye-opening to see something like that. I mean, he played in the NHL, right? And he had some tricks from St. Louis and stuff like that. It was pretty cool to see his love for the game and that stuff. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, no, he what skating with them in that summer, like I was like, geez, the game has changed so much, and I was in Germany while it was happening. Like I didn't even know.
Yeah, he was an absolute student of the game. Like we said, yeah, it was definitely cool to be a part of it. I didn't really play with him much. He was playing a different line, but power play we kind of mixed in together, and certain tips he had. It was pretty cool to be with him and learn from him.
Well, I know we didn't really talk about it much, but like me playing with you, the start of that year, um, like for my side of it, was I was in Bietigheim for 4 years. I ripped it up. I always did well, but the team didn't have success at the end, so then they got rid of me. Well, I go to Helbron, and the team doesn't really have success again, but I still put up my normal points. But then they don't ask me back, and it's like, well, where do I go from here? What is next? And I remember that summer I was working for my uncle, like tiling a floor. And I was like, I don't know, like, what's happening. Like, I don't know where this is going. And then I got Dan Seaman called me, and I was just trying to make some extra cash. I was just working and he calls me and says, like, we talk about the team. And then when I get to Sunderjyski, and they say, like, you're playing with Cory Quirk. And I'm like, well, I know who that is. I saw him in Rosenheim, and I'm like, I'm playing with him. Like, this is my chance to like be back. Like, I'm back. If like I've had good years every year. Like I have, like every team I've been on, I've put up good numbers, but like the team wasn't good because of whatever. But like this team wins, and now you're telling me I play with Cory Quirk, and I'm like, let's rock and roll. And then by Christmas time, I think we had like 2 points a game. We were like top in the league in scoring, and I'm like, I'm
Right.
back. I'm a hockey player again.
Yeah, man, it was fun. It was definitely an awesome year. I mean, chemistry wise, I think we clicked right from the bat and just kept on rolling. Once that snowball goes, it just keeps rolling down the hill. And I think we just kept going and going and going. It was definitely, from my perspective, it was awesome playing with you and being with you and kind of reading how you play. You're a shooter, and I was trying to feed you and find you open and work my ass off to get the puck. And both of us would just work off each other, right? It was
Well,
definitely cool.
and like
Yeah.
your work ethic was like I was more like, I would say, like, I don't know what the word is, but like maybe more calculated where I was, but you were like just like a dog on on the puck. Like you're going to get it. It's going to be your puck, and you're taking it to the net. And I remembered like when you were taking it to the net on me, and I was like, he ain't taking it to the net on me. I'm getting in the way. Like he isn't. And the next thing you know, your teeth were out again.
Yeah, I mean, that's the price to pay. It didn't really phase me. It's
But it
you were
was just
making a play, and
practice.
but I'm just gonna, it's just how I am. That's how I work, man. If someone's gonna take me out, it's I probably deserve it, right? I'm going to the net hard. I want you to stop. You're a competitor. You're gonna stop me, and price to pay. I lose my teeth.
Oh man, like playing
Good times
against.
though. Yeah.
Oh, it was though, and like playing. I could see like the college team you guys had when like the the guys I know that were on that team. I could just see like how hard you and Fenton would work every day and the other guys, and like I could see how you guys would build each other up and make each other better. And like when I went to Sunderjuski, like you were in practice, in games, you were you were a gamer. It wasn't just practice. Like you practiced like you played, and you were ready to rock every game. And I loved it. I was like, yeah, this is my centerman. I'm playing with him. Like, and we're doing this. And it was awesome, man. And it got me more years on my career because I don't know what was happening. Like I was having good years, but I wasn't getting opportunities. And I think mainly because I had a wife and kids and like a lot of baggage to fly over, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just from my perspective, I just wanted to like if I just figured that's one thing I can control. I can control how hard I work, if someone else isn't doing something on the team or something like that. Even if my day today, like if I'm out working someone in the field today in my work and I'm there and I'm out working them and I'm showing them I'm giving an A+ effort, then people are going to respect me and want to be with me and want to work with me. That's kind of how I feel like I approach life, It's kind of
Well,
cool.
absolutely. Like
You have to
totally.
do that. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. And the hockey players learn so much, like how hard you can work and like how far you can push yourself. And yeah, man, like you were one of those guys that they're like the workouts you do, there was no complaining. It was like, let's do this. Let's get it over with. We're a team.
yeah,
And
right.
that's why you were the captain of your college team. That's why you were a leader in Sunderjuski, right? Like it was because like you didn't bitch about anything. It was like there were the guys that are top scorers on team that come to Europe, and you're like, well, this apartment's not good enough, or this player's not good enough to play with. Like you just put your nose down. And you were like, I'm gonna go to work, and I'll see you out on the ice.
Yeah, right, man. That's how I appreciate that. It's kind of how I kind of legacy I wanted to leave, kind of playing hockey. I wanted to be someone that people were like, that guy works his ass off. He might not have the most skill, but he works his fucking tail off and no one's going to fucking deny him that. You know what I mean? If you go through,
Then like
if you do that.
for a guy that's 5'7", 5'8", when you're taking it to the net, man, nobody was stopping you. You were taking it to the net, and like it was an eye opener for me. Like how bad you wanted it, and I was like, I need more of that. I need to go to the net more like that. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I think as I got older, I got maybe a little bit scared going to the net, but when I was younger, I was kind of fearful and I would do whatever it takes to try to get a goal and to try to help my team win at any cost, anything that needed to be done. And yeah, it's just how I am, how I'm wired. I think a lot of us are wired the same way. You're pretty much the same way, man. Like at any cost, we do anything for each other. And that's why I was happy enough to come on this podcast. I'm thrilled to talk to you and all that stuff. It was just unbelievable times to reminisce on all
Oh
the great
man.
times. You know what I mean? This is why you do
And
this. It's pretty cool.
yeah, man. Like, and you're just fresh out of the game. Like you haven't had the 5 years to sit around and be like, geez, I really don't talk about it much. Like you're just out of it. Give me
Yeah.
5 years and
I know.
we'll do another one. Because I ain't stopping this. This is going. Like
Yeah, man.
this is a thing. This is not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's super cool. I appreciate this. This is I mean, I've been out 2 months. I stopped the game 2 months ago and
when I saw it, and as
yeah.
soon as I saw it, like hockey players check elite prospects. That's like guys that
Yeah.
like it, even if you've been out of the game. And I saw, I was like,
Right.
Quirky retired, and I was like, geez, I wonder what happened. And then I had a podcast, and I was like, guess what? I can find out what happened.
Yeah, man. Well, I always said like once Eva gets to first grade, I want her in first grade here. That
Here,
was my thing going. Like once I had her, I was like 6 years old. She's 6 years old, right?
you don't
I
want her
want her here.
jumping around everywhere.
No, you know what I mean? That's kind of what I always had in my mind. And lucky enough, everything worked out and I was able to land a pretty cool job. And yeah, everything worked out. That's how it goes, I guess.
Well, and that's the same with me, man. I wanted my kids to have a home. That's what I wanted. We had moved around enough, right? And if they want to
Right.
do that in their lives, they'll get the opportunity when it's their age. But it's time to raise kids, right?
Absolutely, man. I agree 100%. That's how I was. It was these guys. I mean, we're traveling. I mean, lucky enough, I don't have to go back in 3 weeks and move all this shit into a into an apartment. Right? It's
Once
gonna
you've
be a
done it
good
for
feeling.
that long, right? Like,
Yeah, 12 years, 10 years in Europe, and it was. It's good to be home, man. To be honest, it's good to be home. Obviously, I missed a game, and I'm playing men's league. I'm already signed up to play men's league with all
oh,
the other med device guys. They asked me to play in Rhode
you
Island,
can't
so I'm
play
playing.
with them. Quirky, you can't play with them. I know you. You can't play with them.
I want to win. That's
I
all.
know you can't play with them. I'm telling you, you can't play with them. Quirky, I know you. You're too good. You're too young. You're too in shape. You cannot play with them.
It's about having fun and having beers and
Yeah,
some
well,
chicken wings after too. So
hey,
that's why I'm
I
there.
was trying to find that level this
Yeah,
whole for years around here, and I'm telling you, it's it
yeah. It doesn't exist.
it sounds like a better idea than it is because if you try hard, the other team hates you. If you
Right.
don't try hard, your team's
Your
like,
team hates you.
what are you doing?
Yeah. So I actually talked to a guy
Good luck
today at
though. Good luck.
I talked to a guy at the hospital today. He's like, "Yo, Cory signed up. He's playing with us." Oh Jesus, this is not a good idea for me to do this.
No, because
Oh, we'll
once you
see.
get on the ice, you're gonna take it to the net and somebody's gonna take your teeth out.
I know. Oh man, I won't be getting paid for it either.
And nobody's gonna fix them.
Yeah, right. They'll put a
There's
cage
no
on.
team doctor that's gonna go do it in your living room.
True.
All right.
Oh man,
So do you got anything else for me?
that's it, man. It was obviously a great time and
Dude, it was a great
great
time
catching
playing with
up.
you.
Yeah, it was amazing, and we had some special times and times that we'll never forget. Winning a gold helmet, and I cherish that gold helmet all the time. And wish you the best of luck and everything, and you and your family.
This guy here.
Look at that thing,
Oh, where is
unbelievable.
it? Oh boy, I'm still superimposed in the locker room. I better shut that down. But yeah, no, like I hope everything works out for you, man. And like the thing is everybody keeps thinking I'm gonna run out of guys. I'm gonna run out of guys. You got nobody else. And I'm like, don't worry, every guy I come on that comes on gives me 3 or 4 new guys that they know. Like they're like, this is the type of guy you need on. And
Right.
it just keeps snowballing. Like, folks, don't worry about it. We're gonna be fine.
Yeah, hockey community is very small. Everyone knows each other, and there's a lot of people out there.
Yeah, and the people that know who should be on know who should be on. And man, like playing with you, it did change my life for sure. The year we had in Denmark gets me
It's
to
special.
Cardiff. It
Yeah.
gets me an MBA.
Right.
So thank you for the MBA. Because us playing together when we were ripping it up, um, it was special and it got me an MBA and it got me the job I have now and it got me the life I have now. So thank you, sir.
No problem. Thank you. It's a pleasure to play with you too, Wally. You were a great player and unbelievable scorer. And wish you nothing but the best of luck and keep working your ass off and you'll be the best there can be, man. This will be the
Oh,
top podcast in the world soon. Joe
yeah.
Rogan, who?
Yeah, right.
Hey, believe. You got to
Hey,
believe.
you know what? One country at a time. Well, I don't know where to aim next, but guess what, folks? With Quirky on, Denmark's up. Over Mark coming in hot.